Hello champions and future champions, hello ChessMood family. GM Gabuzyan is here with you and we're beginning our daily lesson. Today we're going to cover situations when one of the bishops is being located on G6, G3, B6 or B3 which are same to each other, and issues when bishops are located on these squares. So for example, in this position, it's white to move, it's a typical Scandinavian pawn structure. And very often, bishop is getting in trouble in these spots. You can be guys pausing the video and trying to think, what would you play in this position for white? So, we're beginning with g4, with a tempo attacking the bishop, throwing it back to g6, and now just playing h4. If it's white to move, we're playing h5, and bishop is gonna be captured. Here, the issue is that our knight is on e5. It's a very important part, as now black is not gonna be able, guys, to play h6 move, as we're able to take, and after takes we can be taking on e6. Pawn structure for black is destroyed, and as well we're winning the pawn. So, since our knight is making a huge pressure on this bishop, black is in a big trouble. After knight d7, white is just taking knight d7, knight takes and h5, and taking this bishop, since it's trapped and has nowhere to go. So, in this daily we're going to cover some situations when we're making a pressure on this bishop, guys. Let's now go ahead to see our next example. Now I will show you an opening position happening after knight f3, d5 g3, bishop g4 bishop g2, knight f6 c4, c6 knight d5. White is trying to take the bishop, so black is running away, bishop h5, takes, knight c3 e6. And this is the opening part where white has a very strong idea, guys. You can pause the video and try to think about it. Right now, white is having very strong g4 move. The thing is, black cannot be taking either way. For example, knight g4 takes, bishop takes, since we're having queen a4 check, and we're taking the bishop. For this reason, after g4, black has to go back to g6, and now we're ready to play h4 move. Again, h5 is our threat. If black is trying to play something like bishop e4, white will be getting a good position in different ways. f3 can be played, as well we can be taking and going some queen a4 checks, so this is not an option as well. And after h4, whenever black is going h6, white is just taking. Of course, now we're not winning some pawns, but this is completely destroying black's pawn chain. Pawns on e6 and g6 are very much weakened. As well, we have a light squared bishop, and these pawns in the future can be a good subject of an attack. So, in this position with very simple g4, white is obtaining a nice advantage, which means the last move e6 was a mistake for black. So, we have seen an interesting opening trap for the white. Let's go ahead to see our next position. Now I will show you a very interesting opening idea in Trompowsky after d4 knight f6, bishop g5, d5, knight f3. In our courses we show how to play against this line, and I will show you interesting idea which we recommend in our courses. So here we are playing for black, knight e4, and after bishop h4, black is having very interesting h5 move. Idea is so simple, we're just preparing f6 and g5. Here, if white is going e3, with an f6, black is obtaining a very strong position. After bishop g3, we're just playing g5. The same is happening as in the previous pawn structure. Whenever white is moving this pawn, either to h3 or to h4, it's actually very bad for white, we're just taking on g3, and after takes, getting these very weakened pawns, as well bishop pair advantage. So this is very bad. And after h5, if white is trying to go knight bd2 in order to exchange this knight and only then try to play some h3 later on, white is simply not on time. We just play here f6 again, and after knight e4, we take with the pawn. This knight now is under attack, and after knight d2, black is just trapping bishop with g5, bishop g3 and h4. White was not on time to play h3 and run away with this bishop. So another interesting opening idea, how to make a pressure on bishop on g3, g6, b3 or b6 squares, guys. Let's go ahead to see the next one. In this position is black to move. This is not a concrete opening creation, and this position just occurred in a real game. Black has very nice option here. You can pause the video and try to find it. Now we're beginning with b5, as you are already guessing, and bishop b3. Now, if you play a5, it doesn't make sense, since white will simply play a4. After b4, we'll be moving this knight somewhere, maybe to e2 or d1, let's say to e2. And after some knight c5, white can be playing with bishop a2, so pawn structure now is safe. Or after knight c5, there is some knight c1 move, at least trying after takes to take with the knight and get a playable position. For this reason, after bishop b3, when we played b5, black is beginning with knight c5. The thing is now this bishop is not having options to escape, and black is just preparing this a5 advancement. Now, let's say after castle, black is playing a5, already forcing white to play a3 or a4. a4 has happened in the game, and now b4, knight c2 and knight takes b3. And this pawn chain is already in very bad condition. After it takes, black is playing another very strong c5 move, fixing pawn on d3, strengthening pawn chain. Now bishop e6, bishop a6 will be the threats for black. And black is having a very nice position with bishop pair and spoiled pawn structure for the opponent. So another time, with making pressure on this bishop, one of the sides is obtaining a very nice game. Let's now go ahead to the next position, which will be your homework for this topic, guys. In this position, it's white to move. As you are already familiar with the ideas, you can be sharing your thoughts in the comment section below. GM Gabuzyan was here with you. Thank you for subscriptions, likes, and sharing this video with your friends. We appreciate it a lot. See you next time during our next daily lessons.